Hello everybody, this is Toy Reaper here, and today we're going to be going over another tutorial. Today it's going to be a non-stackable item sorter. The one behind me here is the one that I've actually been messing around with. It's got some flaws, it's ugly, but I was able to get the concept down, so now we're going to go over a tutorial which is going to look a lot better. So stick around till the end. I think you're going to enjoy it. If you like this tutorial as you're watching it, please be sure to leave a like. If you really enjoy it and you want to see more tutorials, more Let's Plays, consider subscribing and click on notifications so you'll be the first one to know when more videos come out. But that's enough of the talking. Let's go ahead and get into the tutorial. Alright, so the first thing we're going to do is whatever kind of building block you want to use, you're going to want to put 3 of them in a row, and you can either put it on the ground and you can dig out underneath it. I prefer just to put it a little bit up in the air, but we're going to get some slabs and come out the front right here. 2 on each side, connect them in the front. Now we're going to put a lectern right there, and then whatever you want your input to be. I like to use barrels. I just think it looks better. A chest will work exactly the same, but we're going to put a barrel right here. So that's where you're going to put your items in that are going to get sorted. So now we're going to come out, put a temporary block with a 1 block gap in between your starting platform and there. And now we're just going to need to get some hoppers, and we're going to chain them out to right there. So bring it back to where it's underneath the barrel, so it's going to take the barrels and put them here. Now right here what we're going to have is we're going to have a dropper facing out to the side. And now you can either use temporary block, you can either use building blocks. I like to use glass. And then we're gonna need a piece of soul sand. Now if you use glass like I'm going to, you still will need to use 1 solid block, but I will show you where that has to go. So we're gonna put the soul sand right in front of the dropper like that, and then we are going to put the sides up for this water elevator. We're going to bring each of these up 3. Now right here you're going to have to put your solid block, because we're going to have 1 there and there's going to have to be 1 right there. So above your dropper, if you use glass, there's going to be a glass, then a solid block. Now the reason for that is the next thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and get our comparator output coming from the lectern right there. So we're going to have a comparator coming out of the lectern into the solid block, and then we're going to have one coming out of the side of it. Alright, so now we can go ahead and get back to our water stream. So bring this side up 2, and then above the solid block you're going to come up 1 and then come out 3. So then bring the sides of it out 3. And then now what we're going to do is we're going to bring this here, and then it's going to turn. But at the end here, what we're going to do is we're going to get chests. We're going to put 1 there, 1 there. Now you can go ahead and bring this side out some. Now once we get past this chest is where we're going to start having our actual storage. Leave a 1 block gap in between them right there, and we're going to change that to ice. Alright, so just to cover what we went through, we're going to bring this side out 3 away from where the actual water elevator is. It's going to go into the side of a chest. Right past the chest we're going to have a piece of blue ice. Alright, so now the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to get us a sign, and we're going to put it on the side of the block where the blue ice is. And now after this, you will need to use barrels for this because of the fact that chests aren't a full block, but we're going to put barrels going down here. Now this sorter is only going to be able to hold 15 items, so that's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Alright, so now we're just going to go ahead and bring this glass right here all the way out. Now on the other side, what we're going to do a little bit different is we're going to be using glass panes. So go ahead and bring these glass panes all the way down to where it connects with that. Alright, so now let's go ahead and get the water put in, and then we will go to the hoppers. Because the water is going to have to be split up, and it can either be based on how you want it to look. It doesn't really matter. But you can see there, that's going to come down to this chest, it's going to turn, it's going to push the items across this blue ice. So right on the other side of the sign, we're going to put water. Alright, so the water stops right there. So now we're going to go ahead and do the same thing that we did right there. We're going to replace this barrel with a piece of blue ice with a sign on the end of it. And then put some more water. This is going to go down. And since we took out that one barrel, we can go ahead and put us one more right here at the end. So bring this down one more. Alright, so now that we got the water in, if you just want to verify, you can just throw you an item in here. And this should get brought all the way down to the end. It's going to slow down, goes across the blue ice, picks up speed again. And there we go. Makes it all the way to the end. So the next thing that you're going to want to do is on this side where the chest is, you're going to want to put hoppers going into each of these barrels. Alright, so there we go. As it's going across, it's going to get in these waters, so it's not going to get stuck in the hoppers, but it will be able to get picked up by the hoppers. So now, the next thing we're going to do is a little more complicated bit. We're going to be starting on the redstone that goes on the outside of it over here. Alright, for the redstone portion of this, the first thing we're going to want to do is along these hoppers is we're going to put a row of solid blocks all the way across them. And then you're going to go down one and over, and we're going to put a row of blocks right here. And then we're just going to put a row of repeaters going into those top blocks. And now on the underside of these, we're going to put a row of redstone torches. These redstone torches are going to be powering this block, which is going to lock the hoppers. Just like if these repeaters were on, they would also be locking the hoppers, not allowing anything to go in them. Alright, so now that we got that, we're going to go over and down one more and do a row just behind these. And we're going to put one more row of repeaters here. These will be the repeaters that actually turn off the redstone torches that are on the other side of it. So now we're going to want to put a row of blocks right here behind the top repeaters. And then we're going to want to put a row right behind the bottom repeaters. And then all you have to do is just cover these in redstone dust. Cool, so now we've got 2 rows of repeaters, 2 rows of redstone dust, and making this little diamond shaped, plus shaped thing here with redstone torches going there. Alright, so there's the complicated part of this already done and dusted. So now the next thing we need to do is we need to be able to hook up this lectern output to our redstone over here. So if you just want to go ahead and bring you a line out, then it's going to connect up with right here. And now just to save on comparators, we do want to keep the signal strength the same. So we're just going to do comparator block, until it gets down here. Then on top of this one, we're going to put a piece of redstone with one more comparator with a block in front of it. So now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to get out a book and quill. We're going to go ahead, since we're going to have 15 chests, we need to go over to page 30. And for some reason it always goes back to page 27. So once you get on page 30, just put some sort of marker here just so you can have something written on it. Doesn't matter what it is. Let's see, now it's on page 30. So now if we put this book and quill in here, you can see these comparators get powered. So let's just go ahead and we're going to pick page 12. Now page 12, you have to do double the amount of however many barrels you're going to have, because of the fact that the pages count by 2. So whichever page you're on, it's going to do the signal strength of the first page. Basically, page 1 and 2 is going to be a signal strength of 1, signal strength of 2, 3, 4, and so forth. So we're going to take it to page 14. That should be 7. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now 7, you can see this top repeater is off, the bottom repeater is on, so the torch is off. These torches are off, but the repeaters are still on, so that hoppers are still locked. So the only hopper that's going to have anything going in it right now is going to be the one that we're wanting to choose. So just an example, we'll throw a redstone torch in here. So we're just going to throw that right there. It's going to bypass all of these and go right into that one, the one we've chosen. It's the 7th barrel down. So there you go. That's how this actually is going to work. But now for you, I mean, you could stop it there and it'd be a very small one, very compact if you're just wanting to store a few things. If you're wanting to keep this going though, we're going to come right here. We're going to take a comparator out, block in front of it, a comparator out, block in front of it, and then just add 1 piece of redstone dust. Now your system is done. It's going to be connected up all the way down. So let's just go ahead and give this a try here. Let's go ahead and go all the way to page 30. Now page 30 should be the very last chest. The top repeater's off, bottom repeater's on, torch is off. So let's just go ahead and give this a shot. Let's throw us a piece of redstone in there. Now ideally this should make it all the way down, go in the very last barrel. And there we go. And now, however you want to do this, you can get you a walkway to come over here, or you can have this separate to access your actual storage. But you can come through, you can put item frames over here, but now whichever item you want to go in there, it will go. So let's just go ahead and do one last thing here. Let's go ahead and just to show you, we're going to get a non-stackable item out. So that's 1, 2, 3, let's go for the 4th one. We're going to put an iron sword in the 4th one. So the 4th one is going to be page 8. Now what I would do is I would go through and actually put down what item you're wanting to be on each page. So for page 8 here, I would go ahead and type in iron sword. And if we throw this iron sword in there, 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, so now that we know that part works, all we have left to do is get our dropper to where when we put items in, it's going to automatically shoot them out into the system here. So what we're going to do, normally I would use a sticky piston with an observer clock, but since the hoppers can only hold 5 items at a time, we don't want them to get overloaded and the items are going to flow past it. So we're going to need a little bit slower of a clock here. So we're going to put a block right next to the dropper here with a comparator and a subtract mode, so this front part is going to be lit up like that. So now we're going to come out in front of that. We're going to put a repeater set on 2 ticks. So just click it 1 time. And then we're going to come right back here beside this, put a block there, and then we're just going to run redstone along this line. And as you can see, that shoots items out. So we're going to come up here, break this so our item elevator will be hooked up, put a couple blocks over the top just to keep them from falling out. And there we go, our whole system is hooked up and set up now. So now we could use this fully if we wanted to have our 7th chest as a gold sword. We go over here to page 14 and say we're coming in, we've got all of our gold swords. You know, we just killed a bunch of zombie pigmen, we got some gold swords. Let's throw all these things in here. And there you go, you have a non-stackable item sorter. Now I know there's a lot of videos out there for regular item sorters. I could not find any of these for Bedrock Edition, so I spent a lot of time working on this. I am extremely proud of this. I actually got the idea from Etho on the Hermitcraft server, and I decided I wanted to try and do the same thing in Bedrock Edition. So really hope you enjoyed this tutorial, guys. I really hope it helps you out in your survival worlds. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them down in the comment section below. And if you didn't at the beginning of the video, please remember to subscribe before you move on. I will have plenty more tutorials coming out, and I will be trying to make a video for any requests that anybody has. So until next time, guys, I really hope you enjoyed it, but I hope you have a great day. Goodbye.